Welcome back. My name is Carrie and today I'm going to give you the latest information on new construction home prices. After a crazy year in the housing market, we're finally starting to see a glimpse of hope that this runaway train of price increases and bidding wars might just finally be starting to slow down. If you look at inventory demand and lumber prices, it seems like things might finally be cooling off, and according from senior economist at Realtor.com, George Ratu, a shift might be on the way. Although there's still a significant shortage of homes for sale and home prices just hit a new high, our June data report shows good news on the horizon for buyers. Lately, I've noticed a lot of comments on my channel from people who have been on the sidelines who might be getting ready to buy, asking where I think new construction prices are headed. And up until this morning, I was optimistic that prices might be heading down because I hadn't had a price increase from any of my suppliers since June 10th, which is just over 6 weeks ago. The price increases I see from my modular home suppliers mimic what is happening in the entire new construction sector because they all use more or less the same materials to build homes and face the same challenges. As you might have guessed, the 6-week run of no price increases has officially ended. What I'm going to do is tell you the main reasons economists think the market might be softening. Then I'm going to share the information I got this morning from one of my suppliers about new construction that tells another story. So let's get into it. If buying a new home is on your radar, the news coming out this week is what a lot of people have been waiting for. The US housing market seems to be straining under the weight of its own success. Recent data shows the sector is returning from the stratosphere and coming back to pre-illness levels, as evidenced by a slew of data released this week. Even though June saw a 6.3% increase of groundbreaking of new homes, building permits, a more forward-looking indicator, dropped 5.1% to an 8-month low. Monday, the National Association of Home Builders reported that builder sentiment is softening as higher input costs and rising prices seem to be denting the traffic of potential buyers. Good news for buyers if you're a builder or home supplier? Not so much. According to the Mortgage Bankers Association, demand for mortgages dropped 4% last week and applications to purchase loans are down 18% from the same week last year. Then finally, we're getting more supply. Jennifer Myers, founder and owner of Dwell Real Estate Brokerage in Washington, D.C. explains, "What I'm seeing is the market is easing ever so slightly. That means that more people are going under contract for their next home, which in turn means more listings are coming up because those people are now able to sell their current home. Little hinges swing big doors, as they say." So as more homes get listed, more homes are put under contract, which in turn leads to more homes being listed, and around we go. On top of that, lumber futures have crashed down more than 50% from their May 7th high, so surely new construction would follow suit. Or so I thought. Just when I thought the price of new construction might finally be getting ready to peak, I got another price increase from one of my suppliers. This is from a factory located near the west coast of the United States that has locations from coast to coast. For those of you who just want to know how much the prices went up, I'll get that out of the way first. Then I'll get into the reasons why and how I think it relates to the entire new construction sector. The latest price increase was $2 per square foot for home shipping on or after August 2nd. That means an 1,800 square foot module will now cost $3,600 more, which will result in a significant dent in the pocketbook for anyone who wasn't expecting the increase. The big question is, why are prices continuing to rise when everything being reported in the news suggests that the market is softening? Let's look at the reasons given. The first reason given is that pricing was unable to keep up with the rate of inflation during the first half of the year. I can understand this. Costs were rising so fast that a lot of companies were unable to pass the full extent of the price increases onto their customers out of fear of losing business because the increases were more than most people would tolerate. Some companies decided to accept lower profit margins rather than risk passing the entire price increase to their customers because they were worried people would cancel orders. I was talking to another manufactured home provider this week who built in a 15% buffer on a sale he made earlier this year because he was anticipating more price increases and his factory wouldn't lock in pricing until 90 days before the home was scheduled to be built. So he made the sale with a 15% buffer for potential price increases, which is triple the biggest increase I've ever seen a factory implement in a single year, and waited until his customer's home was in the 90-day window for his price to be guaranteed. That home is now within the 90-day window and the price has been guaranteed. However, the 15% he anticipated wasn't enough to cover the actual increase from the factory, which ended up being over 30%. At this point, it's too late to ask the customer for more money. It wouldn't be fair since they've planned their life, have a budget, and a mortgage. He's decided to sell the home at a significantly lower than normal profit margin rather than risk losing the sale altogether. I think the exact same thing was happening with factories. They increased prices enough to keep themselves profitable, but not so much that it caused us to cancel orders. Now, even though it looks like new construction prices should be coming down, they're still raising prices to catch up to where their profit margins usually sit. Next, they state that building materials that briefly came down are once again rising. Despite a short retreat in dimensional lumber and panel prices, those input costs are going back up. Other commodity prices continue to climb, supplier allocations have left us shopping for new sources, and global logistics interruptions are raising the cost to ship all goods, foreign and domestic. This is the reality from a company who builds thousands of homes per year across the country. We aren't out of the woods just yet. Material prices are going back up. Lately, lumber prices have started to trend upwards as heat waves across the West Coast and up here in Canada have caused the forest to dry out, leading to wildfires. Building material suppliers aren't able to supply enough materials to build all the homes they have ordered, so they're shopping for new suppliers, and then the cost to get those supplies to the factory so they can actually build a home have increased as well. But it doesn't end there. The increased notice states, to meet the high demand for housing, we must also compete for people who want to work. To address the challenge, we have increased wages and also pay for referrals to hire and retain new workers. Workers who are skilled enough to build a home are in demand because even though the number of permits being submitted is down, remember the number of housing starts was up 6.3% in June. Now companies have to offer more to attract and retain good workers, which increases the price of the home. The notice ends by saying, fortunately, demand for our homes remains strong as site builders struggle with the same challenges but without the advantages factory-built homes can leverage. We are making progress in increasing our capacity to meet demand and appreciate your support during this challenging time. Based on the information given from a large-scale modular builder, it's easy to see in the short term that there's still enough upward pressure on pricing to keep prices marching up. Until demand slows down and everyone from start to finish of the entire process has time to catch up on builds and orders, I don't think we're going to see the price of new construction come down. What would cause that? I have no idea. Only time will tell, but as soon as I know something, I will definitely pass it on to you. That's all I've got for today. If you like manufactured home videos, make sure to subscribe to my channel because I've got new ones coming out every single week. Thanks for watching. We'll see you in the next one.